Welcome to House Talk, with maintenance tips unique to the retreat at Banning Lewis Ranch, with your host, Doug Bowman. Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about our furnaces. And I will say right off the bat that any furnace purchased today is smarter and way more efficient than any furnace we had growing up. Remember the old metal exhaust pipes? You could fry an egg or your hand on them. Nowadays, these high-efficiency furnaces, with 96% of the natural gas being converted to heat, have plastic PVC exhaust pipes because the leftover exhaust is so significantly cooler. There's definitely been some great improvements made over the years. The furnaces we've had installed in our neighborhood all appear to be the Carrier Comfort 95 model. These furnaces do get above average marks for reliability and technology. The parts warranty is 10 years if you register within the first 90 days, and 5 years if you don't. And then 20 years on the heat exchanger. That's pretty good, although it is always a good idea to keep the records of any seasonal checkups or inspections you've had done in case you're asked to provide them. I will say the single-stage design is a downside of the furnace's economical costs. Because it's a single-stage unit, it only has one setting, full on or full off, versus the newer two-stage units that can vary the flow as needed, which can result in fewer cold spots or hot spots and a more even temperature throughout the house. This furnace design does have a cool troubleshooting feature that I think every homeowner really needs to know about. See this light on the front of the furnace? I'll blow it up so you can see it. It's actually coming from the circuit board, behind the cover. The light is normally full on, meaning everything has power and no trouble codes are present. But if problems arise, the light will start flashing a trouble code to indicate what the problem is. The guide sheet for these trouble codes is in the manual, and it's also behind the front cover as shown here. As you can see here, the light is flashing 2 short flashes, followed by 4 long flashes. The first code digit is number 2, and the second code digit is a 4. Together they mean 24. If we refer to the guide sheet, status code 24 means secondary voltage fuse is open, which also means a blown fuse. Don't worry about this one. I pulled the fuse out purposely to demonstrate how the codes are meant to be read. Now, some newer Carrier models have a digital display on the cover that will show the trouble code instead of the flashing light. No matter which model you have, you still have to refer to the guide sheet to understand the meaning of the code. So why did I tell you about this? Because if your furnace stops working, which only happens on the coldest day of the year, you can tell the repair crew the status code ahead of time, which tells them right away that 1, you know your way around a furnace, and 2, it just might save them from having to make another second trip for parts. Now let's talk about basements. Everybody likes a nice basement, so let's discuss how they can affect your furnace's sizing requirements. If you have a basement, or even a crawl space, that's actually a good thing from a home efficiency point of view. Basements actually act as a buffer or a form of insulation for your main floor, making it easier to heat the finished space above. But a house with no basement needs a larger heating capacity because it always has to heat the cement floor along with the entire rest of the house. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, if your house was built with an unfinished basement, there's a good chance your furnace was sized just for the living space above, which means if you decide to finish the basement after your house was built, your furnace may not be big enough to accommodate it. A finished basement can add 600, 800, or even 1,000 square feet of new heated living space. And your furnace, which may have always performed well, may end up being undersized, trying to meet the needs of your new, now larger house. If you find yourself in this predicament, there are things you should look for. A furnace that's now too small may continually run, especially in extremely cold weather, rarely shutting off. An overworked furnace will shorten the life of many of your furnace's major parts, with the blower motor most probably being the first to go. Utility costs will be higher than if the furnace was correctly sized, and because it'll have to run significantly more, you'll have to keep an eye on the furnace filter, which will get dirtier much sooner and compound your problems. So if you see evidence now that your furnace might be overworked, the simplest thing you can do is to shrink your house. That's right, make it smaller. You can do this by evaluating the rooms you rarely frequent, like second and third bedrooms, or even part of your new basement, and close them off during the extreme weather, closing doors and vents, and then opening them back up when you need them. This may not be the perfect fix, but it'll buy you more time and ease some of the load on your furnace. And lastly, if you haven't finished your basement, but you're planning to, give a call to a local heating contractor. They can crunch the numbers for you and let you know if your existing furnace can handle the new load. And while you've got them on the line, have them evaluate your air conditioner's capacity for the new basement as well. Well, hopefully you've learned a little something new about your furnaces today. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment down below. And while you're at it, hit the like button.